So the first thing we're going to need is your chicken of choice, and mine is drumsticks. This goes very well with this dish. So I went ahead and cleaned my drumsticks, and now I'm going to be cutting into them. The reasons why I'm cutting into them is because when I put the chicken in the sauce, it will absorb the sauce better. Once you're done with all your cutting, now it's time to season our chicken. So the first seasoning I'm coming in with is adobo all-purpose seasoning. All these seasonings are, of course, by taste and by choice. The next thing I'm going to be using is Larry's seasoning salt. The next seasoning that I'm going to be using is Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of onion powder. And from here, garlic powder. And black pepper. And then you can't go wrong with a little bit of curry powder. Now I use Jamaican curry powder. Of course, all these seasonings are definitely by taste and by choice, but I would suggest that you use them all because it does bring out the essential taste in this dish. So let's go ahead and move that to the side. Let's go ahead and grab a wok or a pan and pour some oil of choice. Mine is vegetable oil. And once the oil is hot, you're going to place your chicken in there and you're going to let your chicken cook. Now it depends on your stove, but it could take approximately about 20 minutes or so. And it's okay if you put all of your chicken in there because the chicken is going to flavor the oil. And then we're going to cover it up and we're going to step over to the side and work on our sauce. So I have 5 Roman tomatoes, an onion, and we're going to be using half of that. I have 1 green pepper, and also we're going to be using half of that. A red pepper, we're going to use all of that, and a red pepper, which is a Serrano pepper. So we're going to be cutting this down to bite sizes so we can put it all in our blender, that's which I'm showing you now. So just go ahead and cut them down to bite sizes. And now keep watching. So here I'm just showing you how to cut them down to bite sizes because you're going to need to blend all of these delicious vegetables and onions together. So as you can see, I'm using half of this onion, however, I'm keeping half of it for later. So you're still going to need a whole onion, but for right now, in the sauce that we are creating, you're just going to need half of it. You just gotta keep watching. Okay, so now since all of our vegetables, onions, and everything has been chopped, let's go ahead and add at least 1 cup of water because that's going to help the blending process. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and blend this right up. And when you blend this should look exactly. If you want it a little bit of chunkiness, go ahead, blend it a little bit, but it should look like that. And we're gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna check on our chicken. And as you can see, our chicken is cooking up very beautifully. So this is what you want. You want a nice browning on your chicken. Now when your chicken has cooked and your browning is done on the chicken, you're going to easily take it out, place it on a paper towel for it to dry, and let's go on to the next step. So to season our oil, make sure that you keep the oil that you had for the chicken because we are going to be using that. So I'm just dicing up the half of the onion that I spoke about earlier in the video, which we're going to be seasoning our oil with. So you're going to slice up that other half of onion, place it in the oil that the chicken was in, and let this go ahead and cook. We're going to saute the onion until it becomes translucent. Make sure that you keep a watchful eye on the onions as well too, because you don't want to burn them. And from here, it takes approximately about maybe a good 5 to 6 minutes for the onions to cook up. Now, once the onions are translucent, what we're going to do is grab that sauce that we blended up already, as you can see right there, and we're going to pour it in the pan. The reasons why we're going to be pouring the sauce inside of the oil is because it's going to cook. And when it does, it becomes a stew. So once it does cook, you'll see the next step. Just keep watching, but you're going to need to occasionally stir this stew. And what I mean by that is you don't want it to burn, so occasionally cover it, stir it, and the stew takes a little bit of time to thicken, and you want that thick consistency. And when you have that thick consistency, you just have to keep watching and see what I do next. Alright, since the sauce has thickened a little bit, I'm going to now start to add my seasoning. So I'm just going to add Himalayan sea salt. That's it. You can decide to choose to add other seasonings as well too, but you don't need it because you have the organic seasonings from all of those vegetables and also onion that we cut up. So once your sauce has thickened, we're going to add the chicken back into the sauce, or should I say stew. And from here, you're going to allow your chicken to cook in this stew for approximately about 15 minutes until the sauce has really thickened, and you can definitely see that it has cooked into the chicken. So go ahead and give it a cover. And what we're going to do is we're going to add one more ingredient to this. So we're going to step over to the cutting block and we're going to cut up that green pepper. We're only going to be using half of it, and we're going to dice it. And once, as you guys can see, the color has changed within this stew, and that's definitely what you're looking for, is the color to be a dark red. And when it becomes that dark red, you're going to go ahead and add your green peppers into this stew. And from here, you're just going to mix in the green peppers and you're just going to cover it and cook it for approximately about a good 5 minutes, just so that the green peppers can cook through the stew as well too. And with that, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay in the spirit, and with that, I will see you in the next video. I'm out.